while back, lady who I interviewed, if you remember, who followed my channel, Clara Crowther, and she is a trainer and coach. She's an NBC competitor in England, and she posted something. I'm going to share with y'all because I always want to. We had a little discussion, me and Jane, about this, but some people agree with it, but she has a different opinion. So we're going to post this show this real quick. Claire's she was a bit overweight. She's also a mom. So here we go.
The off season is difficult. I work with a lot of women who struggle themselves to cope with the changes in their body when they go from being competition lean into an off season, and I am no different myself. It's very difficult to let go of the shreds of the way that you look when you're lean for a competition, but it's not healthy to stay in that position for a long period of time. So it is important to embrace the fact that off season is a time where your body is much healthier, you will get stronger, you can make the improvements that you need to make for the next time that you compete, if you decide to compete again. But it doesn't make it easy. So it's something that you do have to adjust to, and you have to give it time. Just having that realization, staying competition lean is not healthy. And also that being off season doesn't mean that you look bad. Again, it's about having that mental attachment to being lean and seeing that competition lean is what is healthy in your head. Having that association of competition lean is how you look when you're fit is something that you have to break. So, and realizing that for the vast majority of us in off season, we actually do look pretty damn good, but we have to remember that our minds have got used to looking a certain way, and that is something that shouldn't be, strived for year round.
Shout out to Clara. She's a great lady. I got the pleasure to interview her a while back. And that is always going to be debate that how what's coming in conditioning, coming lean. I know with bikini, y'all women don't need as much muscle mass compared to I would say physique or even the girls in women's bodybuilding or figure. You come in a lot more. You just I think it's more natural lean division, and that's why it's an easy turnaround for shows because I know I talk about this on my channel how there'll be like in the year there's gonna be like 100 bikini shows, and then in this year for women's bodybuilding there's like barely 10. So your rebuttal on that, ma'am.
Hmm?
Your rebuttal on that, ma'am.
So percent body fat is percent body fat, no matter if you're super muscular or not. So, like I said, like for a show, I say, and I told you this, I get around 6 or 7. That's very lean for bikini. That's very lean for a bodybuilder, or a woman, a female bodybuilder. So that's just shredded, right? No matter who
Healthy
you,
in your having that.
no matter the muscle mass that you have. But um, the thing is that that's also coming from somebody that probably works. They probably deal with gear, and I feel like that notion is really pushed by people in the in NPC or IFBB or other federations that are not natural, because it can accelerate metabolic processes. So if you have an athlete who gains like 40 pounds, even a bikini athlete that gains 40 pounds, or a figure athlete that gains 40 pounds or 50 pounds, I mean, I know I have a friend who does that, and she's a rock star. She's a natural athlete. There aren't a whole lot of people like her, though. There's a lot of people going to struggle getting that fat off in order to compete. And I also just really question the hormonal changes in women in doing that, and cycling through, in pushing food. Like, I don't know. I really question my food, my diet doesn't really change all year. What I manipulate when I get ready for competitions are carbs and cardio. That's it. I mean, I don't drastically change my diet. And you find a lot of competitors that may take this lady, and she may not be saying that, but they take the advice like, oh, well, I'm going to completely change my diet, like the foods they eat and everything. It's like, no, like we're talking quantities, maybe quantities, but I just think that a lot happens that we don't know about, especially in terms of women's health, in cycling through extreme leanness and then being well over that in terms of body fat, going up to a really high percentage, like 20, 25, 30% body fat in your off season, and then trying to narrow it back down to under 10. That's wild. That's wild to me. So I don't know. I don't think that's sustainable. People are like, you can't stay near stage weight. I'm like, absolutely you can. Like, I feel perfectly fine right now, and I'm probably at like 10 or 11% body fat. And I can get back down really quickly if I need to. But yeah, I don't think it's sustainable to be like stage weight shreds, like 7%, 6% body fat. But a surplus is a surplus, right? Why do you need like 20, 30, 40 pounds of fat, like, or weight, or more weight? Like, I don't really understand what the thought process is with that. I mean, as long as your vital organs and your muscles that you have are getting the food and nutrients that they need. I mean, like I said, if you're over, you're over. If you're at a plus, you're at a plus. Or you're minus or minus. It's not. I don't feel like it's that complicated, and I feel like people try to make it super complicated.
Well, there's so much to it, especially it's a lot of psychological part about it. Because some people feel like if I stay just lean and shredded, this is how I look. It's an image they want to portray. But also it's for their fan base, a lot of who are on social media, and also we got guys here. There's a smoke saying like when you ladies rock hard, we're rock hard, and it's just a particular look that I think is they try to obtain. I think especially women, you have a natural lot or higher BMI than lower BMI, higher BMI than men. Men, we can come to, I think what is it? I think anything under 12% is considered unhealthy for a woman. I think that's somebody told me because I do content on MMA and mixed martial arts, and those ladies have to do like weight cuts because
Yeah.
you're fighting. Yeah, because you might be walking around at 150, and you have to fight at 125. And I've seen some women either faint, dehydrated. I mean, I remember one of my favorite fighters, Chris Cyborg. She had to fight at a catch weight because at 140, and she was nearly dying. Because they were sweating it out, and it's like you're just taking all that fluids out of you. Um, we have here. This is from my man K. Elder Wonder. He says, "Who's your favorite bodybuilder in any division?" So, what she I don't know if she follows anybody in NPC and IFBB, or she knows she likes. If we hear earlier, she's a big fan of Sid Gillen.
Yeah.
Who's in your organization? Who's somebody you admire, you like?
Yeah, like I admire Sid Gillen and Daraja, in the bikini and NPC BBI. Like, I followed them, but I like Sebum. I follow him. I just like his personality. I like his approach. I like his thoughts on things. I liked his interview with Chris Williamson that he did. I think he's done actually a couple of them at this point, but but I don't really, let's say I don't really follow them all the time. I don't follow everything that they do. I'm not. I'm very much Jane.
You're just you're just laser focused on you. You want to get to the top. You got to like a man Rocky Balboa. It don't matter how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward.
I'm not interested a whole lot, to be perfectly honest, in all the history and all the people of bodybuilding. I'm just not. I'm interested in bodybuilding. I'm interested in the mechanics and the biomechanics and all that goes with bodybuilding. I'm not interested in necessarily the people of bodybuilding. I mean, I do have respect for folks, and it's not like I don't respect what they've done. But as far as like researching and